All right, Cowboys Nation, what I'm about to share might completely shift the way you look at this offseason. Because while most people are focused on the moves the Cowboys have already made, there are two major storylines quietly building right now. And if even one of them actually happens, we're not just talking about a better team. We're talking about a total transformation of this defense. Let me walk you through it. What's up, Cowboys? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Cowboys. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. On one side, you've got Dallas actively looking into trades that could immediately upgrade this roster. Not minor tweaks, not backup-level additions. I'm talking about high-impact players at key positions. Linebackers capable of stacking up 180-plus tackles in a season. Young edge rushers coming off breakout campaigns with 7-plus sacks and still rising. Players who don't just patch weaknesses, they redefine the identity of your defense. And if you watch this team in 2025, you already understand why that's important. This defense had serious issues: missed tackles, inconsistency, and very little dominance outside of occasional flashes. So what does that tell you? Jerry Jones knows this current version isn't enough. But now here's where things go from interesting to completely wild. Because at the same time Dallas is exploring smart, calculated trade options, there's another scenario floating around the league that could shake everything up. We're talking about a legendary pass rusher, a 5-time All-Pro, a player who not long ago recorded 19 sacks in a single season, and even over the last 2 years still produced 18.5 sacks combined, despite wear and tear. And now there are legitimate discussions about whether his team might actually move on from him. Let that sink in. A player of that caliber suddenly being available. And you already know one thing about this front office. If there's even a small chance, they're gonna explore it. Now, before we break down those trade targets, the cost, and whether chasing that superstar is even realistic, I need to ask you something real quick. If you're a real Cowboys fan, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe right now. We're pushing toward 1,000 subscribers, and I want the real ones with us every single day. And drop your take in the comments. Would you build depth with multiple moves or go all in for one superstar? Stay with me, because what the Cowboys are considering right now could be one of the biggest decisions we've seen in years. Let's set the stage. The Cowboys have made moves. Traded for Rashawn Gary, signed Jalen Thompson, added P.J. Locke, brought in Kobe Durant, and strengthened the defensive line. That's solid work, but it's not enough. Because if you want to compete with the top teams, you need difference makers. So let's begin at linebacker, because Cowboys Nation, this is still a clear weakness. Pete Werner from the New Orleans Saints is an intriguing option. Why he might be available? With Kellen Moore now part of the Saints system, changes could be coming, and Werner's name has quietly surfaced in trade discussions. The deal idea? A late-round, day 3 pick. That's it. Low cost, high upside. What he brings? Solid tackling, strong instincts, dependable presence. He may not be a superstar, but right now, Dallas needs stability in the middle. Trade idea number 2, Nick Herbig from the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers already have T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith, which could make Herbig expendable. The production in 2025? 7.5 sacks, and he's still developing, still trending upward. The trade idea? Cowboys trade pick number 12, get pick number 21, plus Nick Herbig. That's bold. You move down in the draft, but gain a proven pass rusher. Why it works? Draft picks are unknown. Herbig is already producing in the NFL. And then trade idea number 3, Jordan Brooks. Now this is the one, Cowboys Nation. If this happens, everything changes. His numbers in 2025, 183 tackles, 13 tackles for loss. That's elite production. That's game-changing. The situation in Miami? The Dolphins are rebuilding. Big roster changes, key players gone, new direction. That creates a small opening. The trade idea? Cowboys send a 3rd-round pick, receive Jordan Brooks, plus a late-round pick. That's a steal if you can pull it off. Why this is the best move? Brooks brings leadership, elite tackling, sideline-to-sideline speed. He instantly fixes the biggest weakness on this defense. Okay, Cowboys Nation, now let's rank them. 1, Jordan Brooks, game changer. 2, Nick Herbig, high upside. 3, Pete Werner, solid depth. Here's what all these moves have in common. They make the Cowboys faster, stronger, more complete, and most importantly, more dangerous in the playoffs. I'm going all in on Jordan Brooks. No hesitation, because if you fix linebacker, everything else becomes easier. And right now, that's the missing piece. So tell me, Cowboys Nation, which trade would you make? Pete Werner, Nick Herbig, Jordan Brooks, or would you stay put and trust the draft? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Okay, now what I'm about to say is something that might sound crazy at first, but stay with me. What if the Dallas Cowboys actually made a move for one of the most dominant defensive players of this generation? What if Jerry Jones went all in and brought T.J. Watt to Dallas? Yeah, you heard that right, because there are rumors and scenarios circulating that the Pittsburgh Steelers could actually consider trading him. And if that happens, the Cowboys are being mentioned as a possible destination. But here's the real question. Would this be genius, or would it be a move that changes everything for better or worse? Let's dive in. What's happening in Pittsburgh? Let's start with the situation. For years, they've been stuck in the middle, not bad enough to rebuild, not good enough to truly contend. And now things are shifting. With Mike Tomlin no longer leading the team, a new era begins, and that could lead to major decisions. So, why T.J. Watt could be available? Let's be clear. Trading T.J. Watt would be massive. We're talking about a 5-time All-Pro, former Defensive Player of the Year, one of the most feared pass rushers in the league. But here's the reality. Over the last 2 seasons, he has 18.5 total sacks. Compare that to 19 sacks in 2023 alone. That's a noticeable drop. Watt is still elite, but he's getting older. And for a team entering a new phase, this is often when you sell high, collect draft capital, and reset. Now let's bring it back to Dallas. This is where things get really interesting. The defense needs help, let's be honest. The Cowboys' defense in 2025 had issues: inconsistency, lack of pressure at times, and not enough dominance up front. Imagine this front. Picture T.J. Watt, Quinnen Williams, and Rashawn Gary. That's not just good, that's terrifying. That's a unit capable of taking over games. Now, the real question is the cost, because this is important. Does it require a player swipe with picks? Because the Cowboys are not in a position to send any player this time. They are currently in the rebuilding phase. Cowboys Nation, that's a massive shakeup. That's not a small move. That's franchise-altering. Cowboys Nation, I'll be real with you. I wouldn't do it. But if there's a way to get T.J. Watt without giving up a player, then yes, you make that call immediately. This tells us something important. The Cowboys are being linked to big, aggressive, win-now moves. And that's exactly what fans have been asking for. T.J. Watt in Dallas. It sounds crazy, right? But in the NFL, crazy things happen all the time. The real question is, how far are the Cowboys willing to go, and what are they willing to give up? So, Cowboys Nation, this is a big one. Would you trade for T.J. Watt? Yes or no? Drop your answer in the comments right now. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to Dallas Cowboys Today, and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. More Cowboys news, rumors, and deep analysis coming every day.